smart. He probably, and I know he didn't go to Ivy League school. I don't even know his history. He's not even been on a radar for us to even study him. Okay. Because if that's the case, I'm sure he didn't go to Ivy League school. Now, he's one of the only few presidents. There's only a handful that did not attend Ivy League schools. Now, I'm talking about in mid to modern history. I'm not talking about George Washington, the person who these universities are named after. I'm talking about, the Barack Obamas. I'm talking about the modern presidencies, the ones here. But if you look at Joe Biden, he is clearly a segregationist, because Jill Biden said it herself. Why did we pick the vice president that attacked my husband? And I want to tell you, Jill, when your husband say, follow the science, he's following the science of Willie Lynch. So we are going to be ahead of this. So you guys, please go to conservativeamerica-coa.org. This is where we are using nickels and pennies to change the game from a social and economic perspective. And the 13th Amendment, it must be amended. And this is one of the legislations that actually needed to be done. And I'm not sure if Joe Biden had a clue, but now that we have legitimized, and now that Joe Biden has basically slapped the critical race opposition in the face and signed the one of the most notorious names in racial injustice. He put a bill that was named after the man who they named hanging black men on ropes. Willie Lynch, anti-lynching bill. I mean, it's like this. It's kind of like getting a lottery ticket and you don't want to cash it until you get your mind together, because right now he just gave us so much leverage to win any argument or to win any debate. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm one of those men with what they call, some education, meaning my education is more broad-based, interdisciplinary studies. So in times when I was able to pick my own classes, I basically picked classes that's going to feed my brain. And on the campus of Central State University, I learned a whole lot. And what I was learning at the time, there was no curriculum. So now with the timing, because we've had these conversations with our professors, and now Joe Biden put this law and legislation, in fact, in a bill now, this is our trumpet sounding for us to basically round second, round third, and get home. Because without this legislation, without Joe Biden being played as a pawn for the Congressional Black Caucus or even his own cabinet members, because right now, clearly that move needed to be made, just like Obama needed to champion the LGBTQ community, legitimize them, allow them to marry, just so we won't, discriminate on human beings. So now that everybody got everything, there is some work that we need to do, because the civil rights movement only made it to second base. So I should be saying we're going to round third and score, because Dr. King, the assassinations, of JFK, Malcolm, Martin, and Bobby, in that order, literally killed a generation, because this is how they get down when we talk about these families. But God is undefeated and time is undefeated. And the time that we're living in right now, we are positioned perfectly to actually make a move. And this is why I'm calling this breaking news today, because it hit me. And I'm wondering, why are you going to sign an anti-lynching bill now? Lynching was legal. So Joe Biden in 2022 confirmed that there was public lynchings named after the creator of Let's Make a Slave. They named hanging after him, and they would crowd up and look at these situations, put their hat on and clothes. We're going to go downtown and watch this nigger get hanged. And that's fact. So get mad at Joe Biden because Joe Biden did that. He legitimized. He could have named that bill anything else, but he didn't because he know what time it is. He did exactly what he wanted to do to show you what's going on. Because right now we're going to use this for change because there's no way that human beings could be a part of a two-party system that is designed to tear us apart, to burn us, to psychologically damage us. Come on now. That Popeye chicken sandwich did a lot. It went viral. So once we got in line for Popeye chicken sandwiches, we will fall for anything. Just think about how we just hook, line, and sinker, just follow everything. And then there's an opposition that's actually, pumping up some issues. And then there's another opposition and then they go to war. But where are the people that wants a higher standard for everybody? And this is what we got to do as men and as a community. Because when the men are not leading, you don't have anything. Because the science of Willie Lynch is basically saying, put the power in a black woman, use her and manipulate her to basically remove black men. Because the world know that black men have something special. Why are they so afraid of us? Why would you want to give something to a woman and not a man when it comes to leadership? Because you are intimidated by that man. Because my thing is, if this was times when, we were out here, just actually fending for ourselves as from human nature perspective, this is why the black race have survived everything. We know without a shadow of a doubt that men, women, children in that order, she's equal. But then there comes times when, at that time in the month where she's irritated, at that time in the month where she has pain in her body, at that time in the month where she's losing fluids in her body, that time in the month. So that would make her, to be inconsistent when it comes to being in war or a situation like that. Just imagine war times if a woman got caught. Those were sex slaves. So why would you want to put women out there? And then you put the women out there and then men will fight over women. So women could be a distraction if she don't understand her role and position. Now, we're separate but equal, just like the car battery. You have a positive and a negative. That positive charge is so powerful that it can kill you, but it will not start the car without it being grounded. So there has to be a balance. So when it comes to American politics, there has to be a balance because we are the sacrificial lambs for the Democratic Party. And the Republicans could care less about us because of what they call supremacy. Two rights make a left and two lefts make a right. So one thing that they will all stand on is supremacy, but they have ethnic issues. So let the Aryans and the neo-Nazis have issues with the Jews. It has nothing to do with us because clearly the war in Ukraine is replacing the Jewish Holocaust. Clearly, the Roman Catholics are being called out, by conservative Christians because the Roman Catholic Church is the Sadducees. And the Sadducees connect with the Jewish population because the Catholics need lawyers. Because if Google Catholic, class action lawsuits, it will blow your mind. When I say blow your mind, it would literally blow your mind. So we have to keep our same energy and keep this energy going long enough to where change actually becomes a verb. Because when Obama talked about change, it was a person, place, or thing. We want it to be an action word. So our action is putting out legislation specifically for the ones that was affected mostly through critical race systems. The system is a science that has been confirmed by Joe Biden and has never been debunked by any human being on the planet. So we know about these monopolies when it comes to television. We know these monopolies when it comes to mainstream media. We know these monopolies, and they're all liberal, and 90% of them are probably Democratic. You have a few conservative outlets because conservatives have a standard. This is why you got to go to conservativeamerica-coa.org and contribute your pennies and your nickels. Seriously, if you go to the website, we just asking for pennies and nickels, and your pennies and nickels is going to go to bridging the gap socially and economically, because we have bills to write. We have signatures that we need to get, because we want things on these ballots so we as people can actually vote. So use your imagination right now. Let's be prophetic right now and basically say that the 13th Amendment will land in the very near future on a voter ballot, on a voting ballot, and vote yes on Proposition 69. And I like 69 because it's reciprocated. It's everybody is involved, 6 and a 9. Proposition 69, and it says vote yes on Proposition 69, and that's to amend the 13th Amendment. And amending the 13th Amendment would take the criminalization clause off of it, because if you follow the science of Willie Lynch, President Joe Biden legitimized Willie Lynch and confirmed that it's real, because that criminalization clause, it still has the black race. So this is a slap in the face of critical race theory opposition, because this is not even a theory. OK, this is fact. Emmett Till was killed because he was a black boy in the South. It is a fact that lynching is named after the modest slave owner from the West Indies invited to these United States of America, and at the time of the 13 colonies in 1725, to teach white men how to control their good economic, and it was in the name of slaves. And that's factual information. Now the ball's in our court. God is not the creator of fear, and he's not the author of confusion. So don't be scared and don't be confused. This is why we have something that's absolute. OK, and only the good side deals in absolutes. So whoever said only the dark side deals in absolutes was a devil and wanted us to believe that that's a fact. No, only the good side, only the light side deals in absolutes. The dark side, you can't see what's going on. So we're bringing light to the table because President Joe Biden gave us all the energy and the fuel we need for our starship to rise. And I'm speaking metaphorically. So now we can get on this starship and hover above the bullshit. We can and we will. So today is Monday, April 4th, 2022. President Joe Biden confirmed that the science of Willie Lynch is real. He slapped any opposition of critical race in the face, literally. So this is our moment in time. And we're going to be on the right side of history because we know that we cannot, no pun intended, be torn between the two tribes. So listen, that's my time right now. And keep tapping in. Keep tapping in. And go to conservativeamerica-coa.org, your nickels and your pennies, and watch how we will be the largest group, modern history, over the NAACP and anything in existence, because we have the data. And now that we believe Joe Biden, Maya Angelou said, when somebody shows you who they are, you believe them. So we believe Joe Biden. We following the science. Yeah, Sleepy Joe. We're following the science. And thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Joe Biden. Let's clap it up. Thank you, Mr. President, for giving us all we need to succeed. And with that being said, man, y'all have a great day and y'all keep tapping in, man. A Better Black America #1 urban podcast. Stateside, worldwide. Peace out.